on IPs as we speak, but we still have half of the MDAs to be captured, and that's why we are, putting this committee to enable the implementation. The savings cost we already mentioned so many times to you that we saved over 100 billion in doing that. Actually, about 119 billion naira has been saved with over 46,000 ghost workers identified. This is information you already had before. So the idea is, if we can make this kind of progress up to now, let us now capture the 321 remaining MDAs that are not yet on IPs. 58% of the budget is now being executed through GIFMIS, and we expect that by the end of the year, the entire budget will be executed through this system. I know this does not sound horribly exciting, but for those of us, it is very exciting because it puts the country on electronic platforms.
4 northern governors have had a private meeting with the former military head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida, and General Abdulsalami Abubakar in Minna, the Niger state capital. The governors are Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso of Kano State, Aliyu Wamako of Sokoto State, Sule Lamido of Jigawa State, and the host governor, Muazu Aliyu of Niger State. The 4 governors were also in Rivers State last week for a solidarity visit to Governor Chibike Amechi. Governors of Niger, Sokoto, Kano and Jigawa states converged on Minna to meet with General Ibrahim Babangida and General Abdulsalami Abubakar. The meeting was held behind closed doors. Anxious journalists waited for the outcome of the meeting. 3 hours later, the doors opened and the host governor, Muazu Aliyu of Niger State, addressed journalists.
You mentioned one, solution to governors' forum crisis, political issues that have come up, and we are consulting to make sure that we all understand the issues and we also carry our people together as we go along. No, we are consulting. In consultation, you don't resolve. We are still consulting. Which one? Oh, obviously, there is no issue in Nigeria now the river crisis will not come up. But it's a larger issue on the governance forum issue, and we are discussing how to resolve them.
General Ibrahim Babangida, who described the governors as patriots, commended them for their active interest in the affairs of a nation.
I was very impressed because they see the problem of this country as our problem. And they have taken the right steps to make sure that they consult widely in trying to find solutions to some of the nagging problems. But they are real patriots, and I'm very happy, and I told them so.
The 4 northern governors were in Rivers State last week for a solidarity visit to Governor Rotimi Amechi. The news is getting tighter for people who engage in human trafficking. The National Assembly is preparing a law to see that people who engage in human trafficking would no longer get away with only paying fines, but must also serve a minimum of 10 years in prison. The National Assembly hopes to do this by amending the Trafficking in Persons Act to ensure stricter punishment for human trafficking. At a public hearing on the bill in Abuja, the chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Human Rights, Ms. Benny La, said Nigeria is a source, transit and destination country for women and children subjected to forced labor and sex.
The bill broadens the definition of trafficking by including activities such as the procurement or recruitment of any person for organ harvesting. In Nigeria, it's very common, they call it ritual killings or something like that, where organs are removed from people and sold. Now this bill will criminalize that act. There's a need for the law to hold for this bill and the law to hold the parents and or wards of minors criminally liable where they fail to verify where their children are being taken to. when such failures are negligent. In other words, I'm seeking that we introduce a parental verification clause so that before parents release their children or guardians to anybody for any promised job in any location, they must go to that area and verify first whether it is true that such a job exists and if such a job is legitimate or legally allowed before releasing their children.
House of Reps member Ms. Benny La speaking on human trafficking. The Nigerian Economic Summit Group seems to have found a new method to solving the country's economic problems. The magic, according to the group, lies in creating a local but unique research base. Director General of NESG, Mr. Frank Wike Jr., says they intend to realize this by organizing a research write-up competition for young intellectuals. Our correspondent said.
The NESG's idea seems to be born out of the economic imbalance Nigeria is grappling with. Taking a cue from the late renowned economist Pius Okigbo, the NESG is challenging young minds between the ages of 20 and 40 to participate in its research write-up competition.
We feel very proud that the Nigerian Economic Summit Group has come up with this initiative because of the opportunity that it gives us to promote the study of the subject of economics, but more importantly, the opportunity that it gives us to celebrate an icon.
Participants must propose ideas, policies and actions that could address Nigeria's pressing economic issues if implemented. However, what could be a discouraging factor for participation in the Pius Okigbo Prize for Innovative Thoughts in Economy could be his yet-to-be-implemented 1994 report on the mismanagement of $12.4 billion oil revenue.
Good reports are never dumped. You find that occasionally people still refer to that Okigbo report. And those involved in it, you will haunt them till the end of their lives. But when reports like that are produced, it's not only the punishment of the guilty parties that is important. What is also important is what people learn as a result to make the society say, never again will this kind of thing happen.
A lot of the economic policies that we have imbibed or that we adopt in the solution of a whole range of problems in Nigeria today are mostly research taken from elsewhere, based on research taken from elsewhere. Research conducted in foreign universities, foreign centers, by foreigners, multilateral institutions, and things like that. What we're trying to achieve with this prize is to begin to encourage our people to think of indigenous ways to address some of the problems that afflict us as a people and as a nation.
4 men drawn from the academic sector have been selected as the judges who would screen the research write-ups by participants. Meanwhile, the prize for the competition scheduled for later in the year is yet to be announced. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
When we come back after the break on News Track, a man accused of kidnapping a Briton here in Lagos talks about his experience. Do join us again.
Come and see, waiting, come and they do it. Now why for quality wire, cables where they can pay, brother and sister, I beg, where una they come and one light of your life. Now come and be Baba. For quality wire where they can go, cables of any kind of project, come and one light of your life. Oh yeah, light up your life, light up your house, light up your life. Now come and one light of your life. Now come and be the Baba.
For Coleman Wire and Cables, we produce better electrical wire and cable for all building projects them and for oil and gas industry. All our cable and wire get local and international certificate and all are made in Nigeria. Hey, no buy Baruf cable and wire. Make you ask any wire and cable dealer where they near you for Coleman. Coleman Wire and Cable, the world's power pipeline.